Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be recapping 90 Day Fiance Season 6 Episode 4. Yes, I think 4. So let's jump into it. So for this episode, I don't know, I think like the common theme was like mind your own business, like stay out of people's business. I was getting that message throughout each couple. This episode was definitely more drama filled, which I liked. I had just the right amount of drama for me to kind of be tuned in, versus I felt like the last 3 episodes I was tuning out from time to time, or I'd go on my phone and kind of do it with other things. But I felt like this episode I was glued to my computer. So let's get into it. So the first couple I'm going to talk about is Ashley and Jay. So Ashley, being the wonderful, thoughtful fiance, decided instead of kind of just going out for dinner with Jay, that she would hold a surprise party for him to kind of get him to develop some friendships with people so he wouldn't feel completely alone. Which I don't know why most couples didn't do something like this, or didn't like think of thoughtful things to do with the person when they arrived. It was more like, we're gonna throw you into the situation and then like we hope that you kind of figure it out. So it was a cute party. I thought it was just gonna be a whole bunch of like of her friends, I'm gonna say, but it was, let's just say the party was diverse type of thing. It seemed like it was really on and poppin'. Jay was having a good time, especially meeting people that like he doesn't know. And that's when Ashley's best friend Natalie decides to confront Jay about the cheating allegations and everything that happened. And like, don't get me wrong, from like a best friend standpoint, you don't want to see your girl getting played, you don't want to see your girl getting cheated on and stuff. But also from another standpoint, your best friend is grown, so she's gonna do what she wants to do type of thing. It's either you can voice your opinion, but like there's no reason for you to bring drama. And like, I agree with Ashley and Jay of like, why is she bringing drama so like the first day he's there type of thing. Like, let him relax, let him chill for a bit. But no, she takes him aside to tell him, like, to confront him on this, and he's kind of just like, what the hell? And like, to me, if your friend is not pressed about what her man was doing in another country, or the allegations that were said regarding your man, then like, you shouldn't be concerned about it too. If she's gonna get hurt, she's gonna get hurt. She's not 16 and young and dumb. Like, she's a grown woman, she has children and stuff. If she decides to make this decision, like, that's on her, and like, she should just leave it as that. Ashley definitely took it to another step and uninvited her to the wedding, and I didn't realize that Ashley had planned that much of the wedding, to the point that the bridesmaid had dresses made for them, and she just cut her off. She was just like, no, you're not going to be bringing drama and stuff. Which I thought that was kind of harsh because it was your best friend, but like I said, she's grown, so she's grown enough to go marry Jay. And even though he's young and he's kind of like out there and outgoing, she's young enough, she's old enough to cut her friend out. And like that, it is what it is. So that's kind of all that basically happened with them. So next we're going to talk about Colty and Larissa. It like annoys me when she calls him Colty. So they weren't like, his mom wasn't joking when he says that, like, when she says that she drives him and drops him off and picks him up from work, which is ridiculous because he has hands and feet, he can drive the car. Larissa decides to take Debbie and go for furniture shopping. What we saw from the last episode, they don't have a couch, so they need a couch. They go to they go to like a furniture store, and they're kind of talking about like their styles and what they like and stuff. And like Larissa's being pretty nice to Debbie, considering the last couple days there's kind of been tension there. And she's like, Debbie, look, what's your style? I like this and stuff. And like, I remember like Debbie saying like, you can't get a leather couch because of the cats. You also can't get a fabric couch because of the cats. Like, you can't really get any type of couch. So like, I was feeling in love with a couch, and for $1,200, that, especially if it was real leather, that was a steal for a sectional. But so Larissa saw it, she liked it, she's like, okay, why don't we get it? And then Debbie was just like, no, I don't think we should do this. I think Colt needs to be there and stuff like this, which then Colt should have, when Larissa was there and they were spending time together, Colt should have brought her down to get furniture. Like, when is she supposed to expect them to go furniture shopping? That's when you find out that Colt and his mom share a bank account. And I'm just like, geez, you whip. Like, this man is 33. This man is not 13. That bank account should have been closed when he was at least 18. Like, max 18. Why does his mom need to be up in his account? Why does he need to be up into his mom's account? Like they need to mind each other's business. Stop being up in each other's business. Like, that is way too close to home. They have, like, every episode that goes on, like, it just makes me question their relationship. And it's no longer like they're really close. They're just, you know, he's just a mama's boy. Like, I feel like there's something unhealthy about their relationship, and something kind of scary and unsettling about the relationship, where it's just like they are now like mended together. Like, it's crazy to think of. And so they don't get the couch, and Larissa makes a point of like, Colt is not my dad. Like, there's no reason that I need to be asking him, what can we buy? Can I buy this? But I understand from Colt's point of view that, like, I'm not giving Larissa my credit card either, because she thinks money grows on trees in America and that everyone's rich. So I could see her max out that card easily. And then so they have another segment where Colt brings her to meet his cousin and his cousin's wife, the girl with the Snapchat filter on her head, or Instagram filter, whatever. They meet and they have their reservations, which I understand, because like, this is a different situation. You can tell that there's no chemistry there, but I have to say, like, Larissa's very like optimistic, very like upbeat compared to some other couples I've seen before, where it's just like, it doesn't even seem like you're happy. Like, Larissa is just like, I like him. She was getting interrogated, which I think that was a little bit too extra, but she had an answer to each question. I love him, he's patient, blah, blah, I want to be with him. But his cousin was being like really, really rude, and basically telling Colt, like, while he was sitting right there and Larissa's there, telling him that, like, yo, you can leave her, like, this can be over, she can go back, like, you can divorce her. And I'm like, you act, okay, even if Larissa was using him, which I can see why, I don't understand why, like, do you think that Colt is a good catch? I don't know anybody, and I know some, like, questionable people that would put up with Colt and his lifestyle, his mommy lifestyle, mommy and me lifestyle. And, like, he's not necessarily a catch and stuff, and fine, don't have Larissa, but there's really not much out there for you unless you find somebody who's also attached to their mom or dad or whatnot, and understands like your way of living. So I was just like, you need to shut up and mind your own business. They want to be together, that's on them. Colt is grown too, like, he should be able to do his own thing. But yeah, you could tell that he was being really rude. But I think that's done with crazy ass couple. So next we're gonna do Jonathan and Fernanda. So I don't know, with their segments, I guess time has been going by so quickly and nothing's been happening because a month has passed, so they only have 2 months left. And Fernanda's bored as hell and she has nothing to do and she's getting stir crazy, which, like, completely understand. And so Jonathan decides to take her to Myrtle Beach for kind of like a mini vacation for her to get away from Lumberton. My dog. And she's so excited. She gets to get away. They're gonna go out too, so she's very pumped about that. She brings it up to Jonathan's attention that I understand that we're gonna get married in Chicago, where your family is, but before we plan the wedding and stuff, I'd like to meet your family first, just to make sure that, like, they like me and they accept me. I understood like where she's coming from exactly. Like, I'm not marrying into a family where they hate me or they don't want me to marry their son or their uncle or whatnot. It's not a good atmosphere to be in, and with Fernanda being alone in the country, to have his whole family not like her is not kind of how you want to start your marriage. And I realized, like, Jonathan's, like, kind of avoiding things and, like, I don't know, like, we'll just get married and stuff. It's almost like my family show up at the wedding, that's when you meet them. And there's a reason why he was like that, and it's because apparently his mom is crazy. I don't know if his mom is Debbie crazy, but apparently his mom is crazy, jealous. She found out about the engagement on social media, so she's a bit apprehensive about things. And, like, the way he painted his mom was in not a bright light, so I was just kind of like, I wonder what's wrong with his mom. But he agrees to make her meet his family first, which I was like, good. So they go to the club, and I forgot because in Canada the legal drinking age is 19, so Fernanda would be able to drink here, but she can't drink in America, and she can't drink for a couple of years, not even like a couple months, a couple of years. But Jonathan can drink, and he's drinking, and, like, he's not drinking like a rum and coke and some water. He's drinking shots and double shots and this and that. Well, he's getting tipsy. Fernanda's not. So if someone who's completely sober and someone completely drunk cannot mesh together, like, it's hard for you to enjoy yourself unless you choose not to drink, but you can kind of keep up and tolerate someone who's drunk. And Fernanda is definitely not that person. She needs to be drunk too. She needs to be having fun, and, like, I don't blame her. So they're dancing, and she goes to the washroom, and I don't know if this reminded me, like, on the Maury show where they have the decoys, like, if this was like a TLC decoy, because I swear it's like the girl just saw Fernanda leave, and the girl was just like, she just slides in, and she kind of dances with him. He holds onto her hip for like 2.5 seconds, and then he's just like, whew. And what I think, because Jonathan, at first I thought Jonathan didn't know how Fernanda was gonna act, but then he did say that he knew how she was gonna act and how crazy she's acted in different scenarios. What I would have done if I was Jonathan, I wouldn't be like whispering, like, first of all, you're kind of still moving and you're whispering, like, no, you can't be here, like, I have a girlfriend, like, I'm engaged, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, like, he should have just been like, excuse me, sorry, can't do this. Because that girl was up in his face, like, oh, why can't you do this? Why can't... And I'm just like, fuck. Fernanda comes in, and she sees that, and she goes off. She's 0 to 100 real quick. She knocks the drink off. She's ready to fight that girl, which Fernanda doesn't look like she knows how to compose herself. And she walks off, and she's very devastated. She's like, how's this girl dancing with my man? And she's just not happy. And Jonathan is trying to console her, trying to tell her, like, I didn't do anything. And, like, to be fair, he technically did not do anything. But I feel like because he was drunk, he was slow at reacting, and he did not realize the situation until it, like, already blew up. So they're kind of, like, fighting again, and Um, Jonathan just, I don't know, needs to apologize to her, and they'll be fine. So next we have Kalani and Asuelo. So, a lot of it's just Asuelo taking care of Oliver, and their big thing is, okay, Kalani quits her job to spend time with Asuelo and her son, which I don't understand the logic in that, but I'm gonna mind my own business. She ran out of money for the Airbnb, so her parents have a home in Utah, and that's where they're going to live. Which I'm like, okay, kudos to you. You're gonna at least have a place to live. Like, there's no like homeless story. But one of the things she wants to do is repair the relationship between her and her sister, because her sister has made it clear that she does not like Asuelu. Which I can understand, but like, to be honest, it's Kalani's fault. So they arrange a dinner, and I say dinner because that was nothing. That was some fruits, some rolled up ham on some bread or something, like that was not dinner. And they basically clear the air, which Kolini, I can understand her feelings, but like, it's really none of her business. If Asuelu wants to sleep with a lot of girls and come back to Kalani, and Kalani is there with open arms, like, you can tell your sister she's being an idiot and she's being dumb, but she's gonna do what she wants to do. She's grown, type of thing. And it's either you support her or you don't support her, type of thing. You don't need to be around Asuelu and being like, oh, buddy buddy. You can be very cordial with him, but like, I feel like she's up in her sister's business too much, and it's Kalani's fault because she's probably goes to her sister and tells her sister all the negative things. But I feel like they need to kind of separate their relationship, their sister relationship, and Kalani needs to separate like her man and her sister's relationship. But they somewhat cleared the air. I can definitely tell that Kulini is not trusting Asuelu, but she's willing to be cordial and at least listen to him. He has a lot to prove to her and her family, and I feel like Kalani needs to like step up a bit. Like, this is your man. This is gonna be the one you're with. He needs to be somewhat of a higher priority. So like, when your whole family, when it's like 4 against 1, be by his side. Don't kind of like hang in the back being like, oh shit, like, that's bad. Like, step up and be like, that's my man. Like, yo, don't talk to my man like that. Like, blah, 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 blah. I care about him, blah, blah, blah. Because at the end of the day, family is family. They might not like the decisions that you make, but they still love you. And they still care about you. But you can't be kind of on the sidelines while your family just is kind of like honing in on him. But that's it with them. So next we're going to talk about Eric and Lita. Their segment was very juicy. So the family moves, they get to stay in Pennsylvania, I believe, for a couple days. Really nothing big. And then they make the drive from Pennsylvania to Wisconsin. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Just 15 hours, which is ridiculous. Like, who has time for that? Might as well you just flew in from there instead of trying to fly in from New York. Like, all that was just extra money and extra time wasted. Her family seems pretty, like, open and pretty nice. Nicer than I expected. I thought they would be more like, no, my daughter can never, she can only marry a man who's rich. Like, they seem pretty open to Eric and like his way of living in America, which I was surprised. So they go to Wisconsin, and Eric arranges like a birthday, but like a welcome home party, and it was so awkward, so cringy. These people really don't know her family. Her family really don't know these people. They make it obvious. There's no small talk. There's no like conversation starter. It's more of just like we're staring at each other. Eric's ex-wife, I think her name is Tanya, was there, which I didn't think she needed to be there because this had nothing to do with her. She needed to mind her business. Like, this is your ex-husband's new wife. Like, let her get situated with the family. Like, you don't need to be there. And Lita's really not fond of her, which I can understand, but you also have to understand that they have a child, so he's never gonna just be out of her life. But at least they get along and stuff. You don't have to worry about drama between them. She was really disappointed that his daughters couldn't be there, which his daughters have work. His daughters are grown people. Like, he's living with one of his daughters who's paying half the bills. So, yes, she needs to work. She can't take off a day to see you. She needs to be working at her job. So yeah, it was very awkward. And then Eric takes Lita to go and see the apartment. Now, Eric did not invite the family to come see the apartment because Eric knew that that apartment was not up to Lita's standards and her parents' standards. So he takes her in, and the place is a mess. The place looks dirty. The place looks like no one's cleaned in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Garbage are full. Dishes haven't been washed. Just looks really disgusting. So Eric is kind of like, oh my god, I can't believe my daughter didn't clean up. I'm gone for a week. This is what happens. Eric, it's not just the mess. Your living space is empty. You don't have proper furniture. This blow-up couch, which is the first time I've seen a blow-up couch, is not proper furniture for the house type of thing. Like, it's very much, I don't know, his house looks very much like college dorm living type of thing, where you don't really have much furniture. You have mismatch of furniture. You kind of put things together. It's like, it is what it is type of thing. Like, I don't care. And like, you know that you're going to have your fiance and her son living there. And then when she went to the bedroom, that bed, when I was looking at the bed, I was just like, wait, that's not a queen size, right? What is that, a double bed? Maybe like, it looks a little bigger than a single, but it could be a single. Like, that's embarrassing, Eric. You're grown. You're a big guy. How are you sleeping on a small bed like that? You're probably bigger than me, and I can't sleep on anything smaller than a queen size bed. Like, that was ridiculous. Like, you're grown, grow up, and talking about, oh, we'll get the bed when we're together. Like, no, you could have went out to IKEA and bought a queen size bed and set that up for her before she came. Like, that was ridiculous. And then when she was kind of like talking about, okay, like, me and Alessandro, we have to sleep here and stuff like that, he's just like, oh yeah, we can all like sleep together. I'm like, Eric, what's wrong with you? Like, no, you can't. Like, someone's sleeping on the couch. Someone's sleeping on that blow-up couch. Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, he's very delusional. Like, and like, I remember Lita, she's crying. She's like, who's gonna help clean this? Like, who's gonna help me? Like, blah blah blah. Like, she needs to get with the program and learn to do things on her own. I feel like she's not very independent. She needs to be more independent on herself and stop being dependent on her family, on Eric. Just learn to cook for yourself, learn to clean for yourself type of thing. It's some of those skills that like are very useful to have. Very useful human skills to have. And like, she's crying. Like, I'm surprised she's not crying. Like, who's gonna take care of my kid? Like, I don't know how to take care of my kid. Which reminds me, a part I skipped over was when they initially went to Pennsylvania, and Alessandro, which they left in the car, which is super dangerous. Like, they were full on sitting on the couch, chilling and stuff, and I'm just like, where's Alessandro? And then Eric's like, oh, I'll get him from the car. I'm just like, what kind of child endangerment shit is that? But he gets him out of the car, and like I think he's like 5 years old. So when you're waking up a child, they get very cranky and type of thing. They just want to sleep. You should have brought him up to his bed with his clothes on and just threw him in the bed and put covers over him. That's all. But here's Eric trying to be daddy and trying to lift him up and stuff, and like he doesn't, like, Alessandro doesn't want that, and he doesn't mind playing with you when he's happy, when he's awake and stuff, but when he's tired, he just wants to lie down. He wants his mom, he wants his grandpa. Like, stop trying to force this kid and then you're trying to tell him to stand up and stuff like this. Like, he doesn't want to do all that. And I was just like, I felt like there he was trying to show off, but it looked like he was doing the most. And I felt like he needed to give him to his mom and go like sit down and relax and stuff. But there was a lot with his family. There was a lot of drama. And I'm here for it. So next is Olga and Steven. So with them, there really wasn't much. I think it was just like a filler or like a build-up to next episode. But Olga is in labor, and she should have spoke to Steven, or if they did, I don't know if they did, about like what is the plan when you come here. Steven, I guess his plan was always to be in the delivery room. So if Olga knows that men are not allowed to be in the delivery room, that he needs permission and they need to do X, Y, and Z, she should have had that ready, because it would have been devastating if she had the baby and Steven couldn't see it when he wanted to because he's too busy filling out paperwork and trying to figure out how can he be in the delivery room. I don't think Steven should have been like threatening them, like, oh, you know, in America, this is what it's like, blah, 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 blah. They do things different in different countries. Like, you come to a different country, they have different customs and stuff. Stop talking about, like, in America. Oh, if we were in America. You're not in America. You're in Russia. You decided to sleep with a Russian woman. You decided to get a Russian woman pregnant. These are the customs she has. Like, get over it. Like, I'm tired of him talking about, like, America this, America that. It is what it is. And I felt like he was so focused, he had tunnel vision on like being in the delivery room. He didn't realize that like Olga is going through one of the biggest experiences she's going to have in her life, type of thing. And like, she wasn't really here for your bickering and stuff. Like, she's going to push a baby out. Well, now we know she's going to have a C-section, but either way, a baby's leaving her body. Like, stop talking to me about being in the hospital bed and being there and blah, 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 type of thing. It should have been arranged from before you even got there. Or when you got there, the next day we're going to go to hospital and we're going to get this sorted out. Like, but that didn't happen. But you can see that, I guess because she was in labor for so long, 6 hours later, he got to fill out the forms and he's able to be there. So I'm very happy for him because this is what he's wanted, and he wants to be supportive. He wants to be there, and I commend him for that. But I think that's it for this episode. I enjoyed this episode. I'd give it like a 3.7 out of 5, pushing to a 4, so round up to a 4. Well, that's it. That's the end of my recap of 9 Day Fiance Season 6, Episode 4. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could front love, maybe I could buy a zip, maybe I get fucked up. Next time I could save some. Why it's gotta be like this? Why it's gotta be that way? Put it inside. Feel so rise up, banging on that loud.